Buckingham Palace could be transformed into an art gallery or VIP guest house, royal sources have reportedly claimed. King Charles could make the 775-room palace more accessible to the public in an attempt to turn it into a more commercial domain. It has been speculated amid reports that the monarch is keen to continue living in the more modest surrounds of the nearby Clarence House. The luxurious palace is currently undergoing a £369 million taxpayer-funded refurbishment after ministers said the building required an urgent overhaul to avoid potential fires or flood damage due to the electrics, plumbing and heating not having been upgraded since the 1950s. Flats previously occupied by the Duke of York and the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh have been vacated because of the refurbishment, and there are currently no royal occupants in the building. The King and Queen's private office and communications team, staffed by hundreds of workers, are currently based in the palace's offices, but sources close to Charles reportedly say he's considering opening it up more widely to members of the public. Historically, the palace's staterooms and gardens have been open to the public for just a 10-week period, from July to October, while the late Queen Elizabeth II vacationed over the summer at her Scottish residence, Balmoral. But the King and heir to the throne Prince William are reported to be in agreement that Buckingham Palace is unsuitable for modern family life. The palace is currently home to one of the world's most impressive art collections, including masterpieces by Rembrandt, Rubens, Titian, and Vermeer. Paintings by Canaletto and Gainsborough adorn the Belgian suite, where foreign heads of state often stay, and where Princes Andrew and Edward were born. Opening the palace up more widely to the public could transform it overnight into an elite global museum, it has been speculated. The Times reports a source who knows the king well, saying, he likes it at Clarence House, is quite frugal and wouldn't want to get an interior designer in to redo Buckingham Palace for him. People who come to Britain on state visits expect to stay at Buckingham Palace, so it could become a gallery and president's guest house. It is such a cavernous place that you could fit things in so that nobody noticed each other. The source continued, the royal collection is one of the world's great private art collections, and it would be a fantastic way to have it be seen more widely. They wouldn't need to look outside for loans, they could put on a lifetime of exhibitions just from the collection. Don't miss. King Charles has a problem involving George, Charlotte and Louis. Latest, Simon Thurley, chairman of the National Lottery Heritage Fund and former chief executive of English Heritage, told the paper, I would absolutely anticipate it being open more under the king than it was before. It is pretty well set up, it has a good shop and the Queen's Gallery is excellent. It is a case of weaving opening hours around what has to happen there. The biggest stumbling block to Buckingham Palace becoming a full-time tourist hotspot is likely to be its use as the setting for diplomatic receptions, charitable events and investitures. Preparation for a large function requires an all-day security lockdown, and visitors would have to be turned away and tickets refunded if an event was to be staged there at the 11th hour. Another source close to Charles told The Times that the king wants to create more periods when the palace could be open and push it more into a commercial domain. But I would be surprised if he could carve out more than 4 or 5 months a year, because Buckingham Palace is the place for so many state occasions and royal duties, they said. They are going to have real trouble achieving more than a modest increase. A palace spokesman told the paper, it is expected that the necessary works will be completed for their Majesties to take up residence in 2027. In the interim period, the palace will be fully utilized for official business wherever practicable.